6 months in, my store had generated $22 million in revenue. 22 million. I was only 15. I'm Antonio, and this is the story of how my life turned upside down in ways I never could have imagined. For most of my childhood, I was the quiet one, the boy who never argued, never fought back, and never tried to stand in the spotlight. My classmates saw my calmness as weakness. They picked on me constantly. Every single day at school was like a test of how much humiliation I could take. They mocked the way I dressed, the way I talked, the way I liked to keep to myself. And the worst part was that the teachers knew. They saw what was happening, but they didn't step in. They just let it happen, maybe thinking it wasn't their problem. The truth is, I wasn't weak. I was just different. I loved sports, I loved drawing, I loved studying. I had talents in all of those areas, but no one cared enough to notice. They were too busy laughing at me, pushing me around, and reminding me every day that I didn't fit in. I kept all of it bottled up inside. I went home, stayed in my room, and barely spoke to anyone. My mom and dad worried about me constantly, wondering why their only son was so lonely, so quiet, so withdrawn. But they didn't know everything. No one did. Not even my parents. Because while I was hurting on the outside, I was building something powerful on the inside. One day, I decided to try something different. I opened a small online shop on Amazon. It started out as an experiment, really, just me seeing if I could make something of my own. I researched products, suppliers, designs, and everything I needed to know. I learned late at night when everyone else was asleep. I came home from school, locked myself in my room, and worked for hours on my laptop. Nobody knew. Not my classmates, not my teachers, not even my mom or dad. It was my secret world, a place where nobody could bully me, nobody could mock me, and nobody could tell me I wasn't good enough. And slowly, that world started to grow. At first, I sold a few items here and there. The numbers were small, but every sale felt like proof that I could do something right, that I wasn't the failure everyone thought I was. 6 months in, my store had generated $22 million in revenue. 22 million. I was only 15. You can probably imagine the shock I felt. The same kid who was shoved around in the hallways, laughed at in the cafeteria, ignored by his teachers, was suddenly running a business that people could barely believe. I couldn't keep it a secret forever. My parents noticed the change in me. I was smiling more, happier than I had ever been. One night, I finally sat them down and told them everything. I'll never forget their faces. At first, they thought I was joking. Then, when I showed them the numbers, the orders, the accounts, my mom started crying. My dad hugged me tighter than he ever had before. They were crying because they were proud. Because their son, who they had watched suffer in silence, had created something extraordinary. After that, they couldn't keep it to themselves. My mom shared my story on social media. She wrote about how her 15-year-old son had gone from being bullied to building a business that changed his life. The post exploded. Within a week, it had over 100 million views. People from all over the world were sharing it, commenting on it, and talking about me. When I walked into school after that, everything was different. The same kids who used to bully me now looked at me with respect, some even with jealousy. They didn't push me, didn't laugh at me. Suddenly, I was the one everyone wanted to be friends with. Even the teachers started treating me differently, as if I mattered more now that the world knew my name. Reporters came too. They wanted interviews, pictures, stories. Cameras followed me around, asking how I did it, what my plans were, what I thought about my sudden fame. My life transformed overnight. The boy no one cared about was now the boy no one could stop talking about. But here's the truth I want you to know. It wasn't fame that saved me. It wasn't money either. It was believing in myself when no one else did. It was those quiet hours in my room, working on my laptop, that gave me the strength to rise above the noise. I know now that a lot of the attention I get isn't real. the love people show me now isn't the same as the love I longed for before. Many people care about me only because of my name and my success. That part hurts sometimes, because I wish they had seen me before all this, when I was invisible, when I was just Antonio, the quiet kid in the back of the classroom. Still, I can't deny that my life has changed. No one bullies me anymore. No one calls me weak. They see me as someone powerful, someone successful. And even though the reasons behind their respect aren't always pure, I've learned that I don't need their approval to know who I am. I am Antonio. Now I am 21. And I've already built something that proves that even the quietest voices can create the loudest echoes. And this is my story.